again to a new episode of Share with Charlotte podcast, where emphasis is placed on finding balance in relationships. I am Charlotte Lewis. I'm the creator and host, and I want to speak about the previous episode before we dive into the new one. And the last one was titled Freedom. I'm all right with myself. I just want to send out a special thank you again to Crystal Gordon for sharing that message with us in terms of how it took her 63 years to find that place within herself of freedom. Freedom because of how she finally learned how to really truly love herself and also to accept herself, the good, the bad, indifference. And she truly in a place of freedom. So thank you for that. And I hope if you have not yet listened to that particular episode, I really hope you do. It's really a good message. And I'd like to also invite you to view some of my other episodes on my channel. And if you find any of those to be insightful, whether encouraging or just good feeding or whatever the case may be, please check the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed or follow, please do so and be a part of my podcast community. And I just want to say also now, thank you for tuning in to this particular one. And this one is titled Stepping into 2025. What will you leave behind? Which is a big question for a lot of us. What will you leave behind? But before you can even go there and say all there is to say to that, I want you to do some reflecting. Reflecting back on 2020, when in fact, we literally are only days away from being 2025. So you've lived pretty much all of 2024. But if you can go back from January and just travel to this current time where you are now, and just look at your highs and look at your lows. Look at things that you were troubled by. Look at things that you were blessed by. Look at things that you had to overcome. Look at your struggles. Look at your successes. Look at the totality of what 2024 was and the things that you experienced, things that you even saw. And just take a moment to reflect on that. And even to the level of how did you grow in 2024 as a person? What was there any self-discoveries about yourself in 2024? How did you live? Did you even like how you lived? How did you love in 2024? It's looking at everything. Did you even like yourself? Did you even love yourself in 2024? It's looking at all of that so that you can see a full picture of really what 2024 was. Did you change careers? Did you get married? Did you have babies? What was significant to you about 2024? Who hurt you in 2024? Who did you have to forgive? And who do you have to ask forgiveness to? It's everything. Because 2024, it's been a year. And as you step into 2025, you have another year. In this particular year, we step into a lot of the unknown because we haven't lived it. But we know 2024 because we lived it. And some of you have been in the same situation year after year. 2024 and beyond, where you literally, whether it be in a relationship that you know were toxic, abusive, whether you're living with an addiction, drugs, alcohol, sex addiction, stealing, it's so many forms of addiction. But are you living with an addiction that maybe you need to expose that to someone to ask for help? Or do you carry that same problem and that same person into 2025? See, many of you will step into 2025 the same as you were in 2024, the good, the bad, and all of that, without making the changes to be better. We're all imperfect people. We all carry something. But we all should be working on being better. We set goals in terms of how we want to improve ourselves. And that is first by being honest with who you are so that you can see the fullness of who you are. But we're always in a place of growth, or we should always be in a place of personal growth. And in 2024, as I even reflect on things in 2024, there were some things I was disappointed in. There were some things I was hurt by. There were some things that I was inspired by. There were some successes. There was some hardship. There was some things I was happy about. I had some happier times, some joy. It's a mix. It's like a bowl of a mixture of different things that we experience called life. But the title of this particular episode is Stepping into 2025. What will you leave behind? So what will you leave behind? Or you just gonna take everything? Because you shouldn't want to take everything, because everything you take isn't good. Some of the stuff you take would be good, but some of the stuff you really want to get rid of and shed away. Because if you're in pain, you don't want to take your pain over into 2025. If you haven't forgiven someone that you know you should forgive, you don't want to take that same attitude and all that with you into 2025. And if you're in a place where truly you feel unsafe, do you still want to take that into 2025? If you're on a job that you hate to the core of your being, but it provides you with the income that you need in order to manage life, do you still take that into 2025 and set up shop and home and be miserable for another year? Or do you make changes so that you can be better as a person, that you can feel good going somewhere on a daily, 5 days a week to a place, or however long you go there, or often? But you don't have to go feeling like how you just hate going. And the inner turmoil it gives you to even show up. You don't have to be that person in 2025. And also, who did you serve in 2024? Who did you bless? Who did you help? All of that matters, but that's good stuff. You want to take that over into 2025 because service is good, it's positive. Look at you where you are, and you decide what is it of you want to take over and what of you want to leave behind, because we're all imperfect people. And then I like you to describe yourself. You have to do this one word description of who you were in 2024. Who was that person that you were? And I'll take me as that challenge. And the word that came to me was one of determination in 2024. But there were some things that I was tested on, that I had to be determined to do, even though I was intimidated. And I was also say determination simply because we get just challenge of life in general, things that disappointed me, things that hurt my feeling on, all of that be determined to be able to walk through something and not stay in it. I was just in a place of determination to just do what God called me to do, but also permit that to myself so that I don't get stuck in a place. And the more I get stuck in a place, the more those roots grow. That those roots are so deep and it's much harder to get out of something when you allow roots to grow. So I was in a place that's one of determination to love me enough to put in the effort, the work, the sacrifice, so that I don't let myself down and I don't let other people down who depended on me. So that's my word for me. But what is the word for you, how you would describe yourself in 2024? Because all of that's important, that you see yourself. And to see yourself is also to know yourself and things that you want to leave behind, that you don't take everything over into 2024. Because I know I'm not taking everything over, because everything that happened in 2024 was not good. And I want to leave that baggage in 2024 as I step into 2025. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about 2025 because it's just the anticipation of what's to come that I have no clue to on a lot of that my life is going to be involved in, or how I'm going to help or serve, or my personal growth, or my challenges that God may put in my path, because He's growing me to be better, to be more dependent on Him. And anybody out there that's feel in a state of helplessness or hopelessness, I'm telling you, you do not have to be in that place, because if you knew God, and if you don't know Him, get to know Him, because He is the true source of all your strength that you need to get you over anything in life. And He will send you the people, He will send you the resources, but He will pour so much of what He is in you that you will have hope, and you'll be knowing that there's help coming because you believe. But when you're in a state of helplessness or hopelessness, all you see is your circumstance. And you don't want to carry that over into 2025 to be in that state of mind. But seek God, seek who He is, because He can be your everything if you open up to Him. And I mean, truly, your everything. But you have to open up to Him. But the step into 2025 give you another opportunity for change within you, things that you want to do in life, setting goals, changing your course, instead of staying on the same path that was getting you to nowhere in 2024. So that now that maybe you can do some things that's positive in your life, that can elevate you, that can make your life better, and even bless people along the way. That's good. And what goals would you set? Realistic goals, not that pie in the sky goals, but realistic goals for 2025 that you feel truly that you can achieve. You can have a long-term vision, but what is your short-term vision? So that you can manage that to get to your long-term vision. So there's a process. You don't jump from A to get to Z unless God just put a miracle in your path. That'll be something He would do. It would not be of your doing. It would be of His doing. But God truly believe in everybody putting in work. So what goals would you set for yourself? Or you one of those ones who in a state of body shaming, and we're more critical of ourselves than even other people, that you don't like things about yourself, and you look at yourself and you despise what you see? Then what changes will you make to be better? And how will you get to that place of loving you in spite of what you don't see within yourself, and looking at other people wanting to be them but not really you? And I promise you, the same people you're looking at, they got issues about themselves or about other things that you wouldn't want to have yourself. But God give you what you need. And I said this on a different podcast, and that is, we are all uniquely made. Everything from your head to your toe. We are all uniquely made. But the person that God created for you truly is for you. You weren't born to look like someone else. You were born to look like you. I was born to look like me, not someone else. I am uniquely made. And so I accept my uniqueness. Even what I may consider a flaw. Other people may see a flaw, but God designed me, this shell, to be this way. But you carry over. If you're in a state in 2024 where you despise you, and just think if you're despising you, something that's with you all the time that you can't stand to be with, can you imagine what that has to feel like to not like yourself or to not even love yourself? Something that you can't even get away from because you're always with you. That means you're always in that state of mind of just where you just have to tolerate yourself. That is not a good place. And do you bring that mentality and that mindset into 2025? And that what you choose and want to change, you work on yourself. But again, we're all uniquely made. And this is God creation. It wasn't yours, it wasn't man, it was God. And God is a perfect God on all things. So know that. And he makes no mistakes about nothing. Nothing. So you being who you are, I'm being who I am, is no mistake of God. No mistake of God. But 2025, the opportunities that it brings for you. And then in 2025, how will you find, if you haven't yet found, that balance in your life? Like my last episode said, freedom. I'm all right with me. Are you going to seek your freedom so that you're all right with yourself? That you're free and you free yourself from allowing other people to determine what's good about you or determine if you should love yourself, but they choose not to love you? Do you allow others to control who you are? And I can understand there are things that we work on, but there's a lot of haters out there who will purposely put you down. Do you listen to them? You don't do that. But 2025 is a time that we're going to embark on a lot of things. And when trouble comes your way, how are you going to handle trouble? Or how did you handle trouble in 2024? Did you manage through it? Or did you lay down in it and wallow in it? Or you still laying down in it? Or you still wallowing in it? How do you step out of it? First, step in it to step out. Because men are laying in it. You have to step up, stand up, and then step out. Because if you're not, you're going to do the same thing in 2025 because you haven't learned anything in 2024 on how to manage when trouble comes. Trial's going to come. Tribulation's going to come. Life happens. And life going to happen in 2025. So, but how do you manage when that does happen? Because I promise you, it's going to, something always going to be. I'm not saying it's have to be something that's so tragic. But life isn't always good every single day because stuff happens. It's life. And life is a mixture of things. It's not a one thing or a two thing. It's a mixture of things, a lot of things. And sometimes we get caught up in that web of some of that stuff that life brings. But it's how do you manage when you're in it? And you don't know what's really in you until you fight within whatever it is that you're going through. You have more in you than what you think. For those that are struggling, you have more fight in you than what you think. You have more determination in you than what you think. If you rise up and see the fact that you can do and you can be something better. I believe that. I live that actually. I live that. And I've had countless of examples, countless, where I've been tested throughout my lifetime because I know that's what it takes. It takes fight in you because it takes the fact that you have to love you to fight. You have to love you to fight. Or you have to love who you're fighting for. Because sometimes it's not just you. Sometimes it's other people involved in what you're fighting for. But the key word is also love. You have to love yourself first enough. But 2025, you will be tested on something. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a tragedy. Life is not good all the time. It's not. And what changes that you need to make in 2025, because you was in an uncomfortable place in 2024, or do you stay uncomfortable in 2025? I get excited just the fact of, it's a new year. It's a new year. And as I live throughout my 60s, I'm just always still in a place of self-discovering things, even about me, about life, people, because it's all part of my personal growth. And we want to grow and continue to grow by allowing ourselves to live, not exist, but to live through 2025. Because existing and living are totally two different things. Some people existed, and you may be listening to this particular episode, you may just be existing in life, but you're not living life. To exist means you just wake up. You just do what you do, the same thing. There's no growth to you. You did exactly what you did in 24. You're in the same place in 25. You anticipate that in 2026. There is no growth. You just exist through life. God has given you life, but you exist through the gift God gave you, as opposed to living through the gift that God gave you. And living is an action word. It's action. It's living. You're doing things. But the blessing, for those that blessed in 2024, how are you blessed in 2025? And those who didn't bless others in 2024, who will you bless in 2025? Or are you just in a state of not blessing, and you're in a state of just existing through life, but God blesses you to be a blessing. His blessing is to be a blessing. That's why he give you more than what you need. And even when he give you just what you need, I promise you, if you even share some of that, he'll give you more than what you gave. I promise you. I have lived that one so many times over. And some things I literally cannot explain. The blessing that God gives me when I have no clue where it came from. I still today cannot recall some blessings that just arrived from nowhere, because I was still willing to share. And God says, you give and I give you more. Your cup will run it over. And when your cup runneth over, that means it's overly full. It's spilled over. But use 2024 to be a place where you are relevant, a place where you have loved, that you have left your mark on someone, something, have a purpose, and just know that everything and all things, you take God with you, because he will not forsake you, so you don't forsake him. Will you be better in 2025? And even the ones who did well in 2024, will you be even better in 2025? Because we're all growing. But I will say this, for those who neglected themselves in 2024, in 2025, find a balance in you to where you can do what God has asked you to do, to bless the people that you bless. But don't forget, too, that you have to also save time for yourself, that you don't overdo, that you neglect you and not you deprived. because it will wear you down and wear you out. But we always in a place of finding balance in relationships. And I always say it starts first with you. But 2025 is coming, and I know everybody won't step into 2025. And the reason I say that, because life is not promised, it's a gift. People leave us every day, every day. And some people won't make it into 2025. But if you're one of the one that God continue to bless with life, and you're stepping into 2025, praise God for that. Because I promise you, many people didn't. That alone is a hallelujah praise, because so many didn't make it. And you're one of the ones who did. So that means God still has purpose for you in 2025. He still want to use you. He still want to bless you. He still has that purpose for you. Because he's still giving you life with a purpose. He's giving you life with a purpose. So all this excitement, 2025, stepping into it. And I don't know if I was just as more excited when I was younger. I don't think I was. I don't really recall. But the excitement I get, being the age that I am, 67, to step into 2025, another year. When I look back on all people that I've known and loved or knew who are gone. And I know I'm not something special, but God continued to give me life. And look at you. He continued to give you life because he still wants to use us. We still have a reason to be here. Seek your purpose if you don't know it yet. Seek your purpose. Life isn't just to have life, because every life has purpose. Every life. And if you don't know what that is, pray for it, that that be revealed to you, that God will show you. Because otherwise, you just existing through life, or you're just out here having fun. Is that all we doing? Is that what life all about? Just fun? And you don't give back? You don't put work in to show your gratitude, your appreciation for the breath and every breath you take? We don't do that. Or we shouldn't do that, because everyone has something to give. Everyone has something to give. So what will you leave behind in 2024? Or you just plan on getting a whole trunk load and just pack everything in it and bring it all over, and you just the same person you were in 2024, and you be the same person in 2025 with all the baggage, stuff that you know that you can be better and do better. You still bring it over. Be better is to do better. That's it. You can't just speak it. You got to do better. For you to be better, you have to do that, because it's something you have to do. You can't just speak it. It's what you do. But go in 2025, high expectations. Get excited, knowing that you don't know what God has for you. This could be your best year ever. It could be the most of, and which a lot of times God give you more than what you even asked for. But he looks at that heart. I'm just going over and be self-serving, because he sees your heart. Your heart isn't about pleasing and serving others. You just want to please yourself. That's not a self-serving heart. I mean, that's a self-serving heart. Jesus didn't come for that. He came to give. He came to give. So we're not wanting to be all self-serving, because that's not good. Because God sees your heart. He's not happy with that. And all you want to do in 2025 is just ask for stuff that benefits you and only you. That's not good. But that's still self-serving. You just want to please yourself. And then when it even give you some of that, you keep it all to yourself. Self-serving, self-pleasing. This year, 2025, that we step into, I encourage you to truly evaluate your life over the last really almost 12 months since January 2024. Take a good look at what 2024 really brought you. Take a good look at how you managed your life during 2024. Look at who you were in 2024. And I encourage you to put a word with that. Who were you? How would you describe yourself 2024? And if you like that person in 2024, things she did, lessons she learned, how she served, walking in her purpose, that's good. But because we're all imperfect people, find that one thing that you still can work on to improve. Because we're all a work in progress, all of us. We're never perfect because we're all sinners. I mean, there's something we always don't get right. But we all strive to be better, to be more like Him, more like Christ. But we'll never reach it, but we always strive to get there. So that's a journey. That's a journey. Please set some goals for yourself in 2025. That's going to help you or help others. Get closer to God if you're not. And if you are close to God, stay closer to God and even get even closer because you cannot be too close to God. We always in a place where we're trying to build that relationship even tighter. It's like you got a father and a mother who just, you're all to you. They're your everything. Your protector. They love you. They care for you. They gave you a good childhood. They just still love you so. And you love them. Do you think you can get too close to your mother, your father who's done all of this and love you so? No, it's the same thing with God. You can't get too close to God. He wants that relationship with him. He wants that intimacy to be so tight. He wants you to be all in, that's who and all you see is him. And then anything and all things that you do because of how you see him. And that means good will pour out of you. It's all about how you manage life because you first see him in you and he would just pour it out. So you can't get too close to God. He wants that level of intimacy to be so tight. He wants that. He wants that love that he gives you. So we always striving to be in that place. So in 2025, because you was good with God in 2024 and you was in a good place, carry that over into 2025 and you get even tighter with God. Love on him even more because you can't get too close. But I hope you have the same excitement. And some of you I know in a dark place. I understand. Trust me. There's been some dark place for me that I know you can't change the physical aspect of what you're in. Because sometimes it could be a sickness. Like I was sick for years when I was struggling through my lung disease. I carried that over. The physical aspect of my sickness, but the mental aspect, the spiritual aspect, my emotions. But I had to be strong in it. I carried that person with it, with the disease, my lung disease. I carried that person as I carried through life each year that I was struggling so badly with my lung disease to the point of near death. I could not change my condition, but I sure could change my attitude. I could change my spirit. I could change to where I was determined to fight while I was in it. I could do that because I had control over that. And so that what you can control is what you can manage. That what you can control is that what you can manage. But I know we don't have control over everything. I know that. But I want to just encourage you that you have new opportunity for 2025. New opportunity. And God is just so good. You're just so good. So get excited. Shed stuff that you know you don't need to carry over. Look at all that stuff you need to leave behind because you're going in at a place where you're starting at a place that it has no place for the baggage. No place for the baggage. And start 2025 in a place of personal growth within you, but that's how you're able to shed that and leave it. But that's personal growth. That's beautiful. And you step into 2025 with hope. You step into 25 believing. You step into 2025 knowing that each step you take, God is with you. If you want him to walk with you, he will walk with you. He will be your all, but you got to take him with you. 2025. Get excited about 2025 because you don't know what God has for you, but I'm excited. I'm telling you seriously, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I can't say what that would be, but I trust God on what that would be. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So I don't know where you are because we're all in a different place. I can't be you and you can't be me. But I just want to be one to encourage you, that encourage you to not take lightly what God is giving you. If you see 2025, don't take lightly what that is because many will never see it, but you will. Don't take it lightly. Make your life matter, make it count. And now you have a whole nother year if God give you the same. But you sure to put eyes on 2025. What a blessing that is. What a blessing. So use it in a way that pleases God. Use it so that you'll be relevant in life. Use it so that you can be a blessing. Use it so that your life matters and it means something. Use it. So I thank you for listening. I hope it's been information that you found encouraging to you. I really do. Because we don't want to take nothing for granted. Even though I know we are not perfect. There are times that I'm sure we do on some things that God blesses us with. But 2025 is a big deal. It's a huge deal to even see it, even step into it. To even step into 2025 when many can't and won't do it. You stepping into 2025. Huge blessing. Huge. Huge. I thank you for taking time to check out this particular episode. And again, I invite you to check out my other episode as well on my channel. And I really hope this particular one has been one that has encouraged you to really take a look at where you are and reflect on where you've been in 2024. And truly, don't carry everything over into 2025 that you know is going to be a hinder to your growth and your success. I invite you to check me out on whether it be YouTube, whether it be TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. If you do like the message, please click the like button. If you have not yet subscribed or followed, I again invite you to do so you can become a part of my podcast community. I thank you for those and all of those who continue to be encouraging to me, to just leave comments and just share with me. I thank you. And I also want to say that if you have any particular topic that you would like me to speak on or bring in a speaker, please let me know. I really like to meet you where you are so I can be a blessing to you. So thank you again. Appreciate you. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much.